welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy, and today I'm here with Melissa Paakh, who is wearing another hat, or I should say crown, as Miss Northwest. And Melissa, you are here to talk about your platform as Miss Northwest, which is keeping our lakes and rivers clean, essentially.
Yes. The title of my platform is Protecting and Improving Minnesota Lakes. And right now, my biggest thing with that is I have written a children's book, and it's still in the process of drafting. But so far, I've gone to all of the 18 different classrooms, 4th and 5th grade classrooms in Detroit Lakes, and I've read to them, and I've decided that they will be a part of the book, and we did a little coloring contest so that the winners can have their pictures as the illustrations of the book. So that's kind of what's been the newest of the project so far.
Okay, so what as Miss Northwest, you have to have a platform, and why did you choose protecting our lakes and rivers?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. Like, I obviously like the water. I've always lived on a lake, and my dad works for the Pollution Control Agency, and so he's a water specialist, which I've kind of been growing up with lakes and having that mindset of keeping them clean and keeping them healthy. And so when I didn't know anything about pageants when I entered this, and so when I found out I needed a platform, I was like, well, what better to choose than something that's so close to home, as being a part of the state, land of over 10,000 lakes. I just thought that this would be a perfect thing. So
it is
something I really care about.
It is, and being a champion swimmer, you are, like you said, used to water, and not necessarily lakes but pools, but it's all water. It's all relative.
Yeah, and I've always lived on a lake, and so swimming in the lake and fishing, it's all been a big part of my life.
Yeah, you are an outdoors woman as well, so you like to fish. What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
Well,
and what lake was it in? All right. Melissa Paakh is Miss Northwest 2010, and you're going to be representing Miss Northwest down at the Miss Minnesota pageant in June.
Yes.
All right. And now with this book, this children's book, that's exciting. So it's in the drafting period right now. And then what are you going to do with this afterwards? You're going to have it for sale, and you're going to kind of go on a tour, a book tour?
Well, what I'm hoping is. Well, first of all, I'm going to be self-publishing through Beaver's Pond Press, and I would try to get a publisher, but the only problem with that is it takes a lot longer, and you have to call different publishing companies, and sometimes you aren't always guaranteed to have your book published. And so I talked to Sarah Fritz, she has published a couple children's books, and her husband Chuck works with my dad. And so we're kind of led to Sarah, and she said, oh, well, I went with Beaver's Pond Press, and so I've talked to them, and we're going to go with them to publish the book. But the downside of self-publishing is you have to pay for all of it.
Right.
And so I've kind of teamed up with Natural Innovations, who is sponsoring me with my project, and we're going out and looking for grants. We've applied for a couple small grants, and we're just kind of going out and asking the community and small businesses, family, friends for some support to help get it published, so that once this book is published and the copies are made, then I can go around to the different schools in Minnesota and read to different 4th and 5th grade classrooms. That's kind of my target age to go to, and the ultimate goal is to be able to get water quality lake protection into the Minnesota's educational program, and to just try to get this more into our curriculum, just because as our future lake homeowners, those are our future lake homeowners, and they should be educated about the importance of protecting our lakes.
All right. Melissa Paakh, Miss Northwest, is my guest today on Hometown Happenings. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more after this. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings. I'm here today with Melissa Paakh, Miss Northwest, and she is here talking about her platform as Miss Northwest, keeping our lakes and rivers clean. And she's also written a children's book. She's in the midst of publishing the book. And Melissa, I wanted you to talk a little bit about some of the things that you've learned with your platform. Obviously, you knew about keeping our lakes and rivers clean and the importance of that, and you're sharing it with the youth, as you said in the first half. But what have you learned anything new about the lakes and rivers and keeping them clean, you know, since you took this on?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, like we were talking about, fishing has always been something I love to do, and I wasn't aware of how big of an impact it can be on the aquatic life in the lakes. You know, a damaged lake can mean so many, you know, different species are going down, and a lot of the fish that they're called rough fish, that are kind of, they don't have as big of eyes, and they have, you know, like bullheads, they feel around with, they have little barbs, and lakes that are, you know, more cloudy, those are the kinds of fish that live in those lakes. And so more game fish type of fish like northerns and walleye, they'll be more in the healthier lakes that are clear, and they can, you know, so that they can see and find their food with their eyes. And so I've learned a lot about the different kinds of aquatic life in the lakes, and how they can affect them, and what different types of fish will be in a healthy lake, and what different types of fish will be in a, you know, like for example, the Red River. I don't know if you've heard that it's a really good lake for catfish fishing. So, I mean, but obviously it's because the Red River has had a lot of, you know, a lot of bad drainage going into that river, and there's just been a lot of pollutants going into it. And so just by looking at what type of fish you can catch in it, you can tell that it's been degraded. Okay,
so we want to keep our lakes and rivers clean so we can have more game more game anglers like yourself, and give kids a chance to experience that too. What what our native species are in the great state of Minnesota.
And that's another thing. Native species, not only like animals and fish that are in the lakes, but as far as plants go, I mean, you know, Asian milfoil, and Eurasian milfoil and flowering rush. That's a big topic in the area as well. Yeah, right now, like last summer, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people were seeing people, you know, DNR officers making sure that all of the boats didn't have any
zebra mussels,
any zebra mussels, or, you know, just there's all different kinds of invasive species that are getting into our lakes that we have to be careful of. So.
All right. Well, Melissa Paakh, Miss Northwest, she is on a mission to keep our lakes and rivers clean, and your book will be out soon, and maybe we'll have to have you read it once or twice. And I know that you also have some local character names in there.
Yeah, I do.
And that'll be fun to see too.
Yeah, and it's all nonprofit, and so like I said, we're going through Natural Innovations, who is working as our nonprofit, and to go through, and if there is any profits made through the book, it'll all go back towards helping our lakes.
Okay, so great. Well, good luck.
Thank you so much.
Melissa Paakh on Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy.